Hey everyone, I'm back with a couple of cards. This is a card share for my ambassador team with AdornIt using Dianna Marcum stamps. I'm going to show you the items I used, and then I'll show you the cards that I made. This uses the Build a Gingerbread stamp set. You get a lot of different pieces, so you can choose how to customize your gingerbread, and I'll show you what I've done. You have this really large outline of the gingerbread, and my suggestion to you is when you peel it off the acetate, be very careful because it's not a solid stamp, it's just the outline. So to get it sort of in the correct form, lay it down on your table and sort of let it, sort of spring back to its natural form, and then bring your stamp block to the actual stamp to pick it up with your stamp block. That is probably the best way to do it. Instead of trying to place it on your stamp block perfectly, place it flat on your desk with the side that you're going to ink facing your desk. That way you can just pick it up with your stamp block. Okay, so that's my recommendation. And then you can stamp the parts and pieces you want to use. All right. I also used this paper from AdornIt that came in our ambassador package last year. Since they've stopped doing paper, if they still have this in stock, it's one of the Christmas ones that came out. I believe there was two. One was actually gingerbread themed, but this is the other one, which this comes from the other pack, which is more of a Christmas theme. And I use this, and the back side of it is this red and white stripe. I use this die from Avery L. This one may be retired, but you can still find this online some places. It's large pierced scallops. And then I use this die here. I know folks are going to ask me, so I brought out the packaging. This is from Close to My Heart, the Freshly Baked Scrapbooking set. There are two different sets. So Freshly Baked Scrapbooking has a stamp set and then a coordinating die. So I bought both because, of course, you have all these different coordinating pieces. But this is the piece I wanted out of it, and it's right here. It is the cooling rack for cookies. All right. And I use this paper from Lawn Fawn. I like to use this color. It's called Paper Bag. And it's a really nice heavyweight 100-pound cardstock, but it's perfect for the color of gingers that I like to do. So that's what I used for the papers. And then I also used some sentiments from these stamps here. This is a Darcy's POL 407. I use this one right here. Sweet Friends is what that's called. And then POL 516. I use this one right here. And this one is called Cookie Dough and Mistletoe. And then this Picket Fence design, Picket Fence Studio stamp. Let's see. Does it have a name? Yes. Goody Goody Gumdrops. Now this is an older set, so I don't know if you can still find it. And then this one from Jaded Blossom. This one is an older set too. I have both of these. Gingerbread Witches Revamped. So they have a version 1 and a version 2. So I use this as well. So I believe that's what I have. Oh, wait a minute. I didn't show you the other stamp set. The other stamp set that I used was from this set here. I used this little gingerbread guy to stamp on the inside of my card. But yeah, I wanted to make sure I showed you that. Here's the inks that I used. I didn't do any Copic coloring except for in the hearts. So the blackout detail ink, this is actually Copic friendly from Ink on 3. You can actually watercolor with it as well. The VersaFine Onyx Black, this I use for my sentiments. And then these two colors from Lawn Fawn for shading my gingerbread, dough and walnut. So I like to start in with the lighter color, and I use a blending brush for that. I use the same one because they're the same tone. I started with a lighter color coming in towards the edge into the center, and then I used the walnut over top of that, staying around the edges of the cookie to kind of give it more depth. So I used 2 colors to shade my gingerbread, in case you're wondering. Okay. And then I also used some bubble mint sprinkles from Trinity Stamps. These are pink and red in color to kind of match the paper. And I used this twine from American Crafts. I've had this in my stash for many years. I think I had a whole bag of just solid colors of these. And I adhered these sprinkles with this crystal glaze because I think this is pretty good to hold everything. And here are the colors or the markers I used for coloring. So these 3 colors of Copics for the hearts, and then this Memento dual marker. I don't know where I got this from, but this is a red color rhubarb stock, and I also use my black Memento to go around the edges of my cut images. So those are the supplies I used. Let me move this off to the side so I'll have more room to share my cards. All right, so they're virtually the same, but they are kind of different. So this one has the very large heart in the center, and I did not stamp and color it on the brown paper. I stamped the image of the heart first for both of the sets, and then I stamped it on some white Copic friendly paper and colored it on this, and then I fussy cut it because this, if you look at this image, it's got like all these little stitch marks around the edge. So I wanted to retain that without having to cut around it. So I stamped first on the brown, and you can see that there's little stitch marks. And then I stamped it here, and then I colored it with my Copics, and then just cut the heart. Just cut the edges of the heart, and then you can just glue this down on top. That way you can retain the stitching marks without having to cut around it, because nobody wants to cut around that, do they? At least I don't. So you can see the paper. The card base is the same as the gingerbread. So this is just, and you can see I stamped that little gingerbread there and signed my name there and colored him in a little bit. But there he is. And then there's one of the sentiments there, and some little peppermints, since the paper has peppermints all over it. And then I cut, oh, I didn't show you this foil paper. I like to use this foil paper from Tim Holtz. It's nice for die cutting. It's craft on the back. So this pack has a gold and a silver in it. And I could get, 2 out of that scrap piece that I had in there. So that's the first card. And I think I had this sentiment tag already cut. I just looked for something that I could stamp on and put the sentiment on the front. And it is popped up a little bit. Now to glue down that little wire rack, all I did was glue the, the gingerbread down to the wire rack, and then added more glue behind him so that it could stay in place. I didn't try and, glue the edges of the wire rack. That's why you could see it kind of curl up a little bit. Here's the inside where I stamped those other sentiments, and then stamped the gingerbread again from Dianna. So I thought these would be cute. Not two-dimensional cards. He has a different expression on him. Oh, I did use my glaze pen. Let's see. I have a glaze pen in black for the eyes. So I just dotted the eyes a little bit, and they're a little bit shiny. And again, this has a different sentiment on it. I tie a little ribbon here on the edge. This banner, I think it's a MFT banner that I had to cut down because it was too long. So went ahead and did that. And again, I did stamp the 3 hearts first on the brown, and then I colored them on the white paper, cut them out, and then glued down the red. That's why the red is so vibrant. If you don't do this, your red will not be you know, very intense. It will look more like this. So the color of the ink is getting saturated or getting soaked into the paper. So I wanted something that was nice and bright. So that's the difference, right? There's that sentiment, and then the back again, I just signed it inside the gingerbread guy. So those are my projects. I hope you enjoyed them. I will continue to make some more as time permits. And I hope you are having a good day, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.